Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're all here today to share something about ourselves, and in the process of sharing our stories, our wisdom and knowledge that we've accumulated over the X amount of years that we've been here, hopefully we get further insights into ourselves, and the information that we share with each other can provide some insights for others. So the topic that has intuitively come to me this evening is presence. And I've really noticed how critical or how big this piece of the puzzle is to the greater puzzle that we're living in. I want to take you back 10 years ago when I was completely unconscious, and my reality was so different, to the point where I was never present. And I remember people saying to me, oh, you know, didn't you notice that person? Or didn't you notice there was something in the kitchen, like, you know, even the salt or the pepper? And I used to just miss things completely and have no idea, why is it that I can't see these things and other people can see them? What is this? You know, I remember I used to be a very enthusiastic clubber back in my days. I used to love going to the parties. Some of my friends here were with me on those moments. And it was hilarious because sometimes there were a few people that used to actually have to say, oh, you know, I think that person's interested in you. Didn't you notice that person? I'm like, where is this person? I can't see anyone. And they used to have to direct me. And I used to always laugh, thinking, it's almost like I need another pair of eyes to actually, you know, see things for me. It was as if I was blind. I was walking, I was just sort of wallowing through life, completely oblivious to what was actually happening. And I remember one day I was sort of connecting to myself, thinking, well, so what is my reality? Because I'm not obviously observing what everyone else is seeing. What is it that I'm seeing? And I was realizing that my life was one massive dream. I'd created my own reality in my mind, which had nothing to do with the present moment at all. And I'll share some of those stories with you. I used to imagine that I was actually a dancer, and I used to perform on all the stages around the world, and that was something that gave me great pleasure. I didn't really understand where this came from, but I used to feel really free, and I used to feel connected in that moment in the dream. And I used to drive around from A to B, have no idea how I got from A to B, but I would be in my story, in the dream of life, in the dream that I had created for myself. And it was only when I saw a friend one day, and she's a highly intuitive woman, and she has helped me a lot on my journey. She said, do you realise that you've actually created this world that doesn't exist within an illusion anyway, so you're living like a double illusion. And it was amazing because I started to realise, okay, wow, you know, what is life? Why is it that I don't want to live in the present moment? Or why is it that I'm not seeing this? And it just came down to the fact that life as it was, how I saw it, wasn't worth living through the perception or the lens of, you know, of my filters. And so she then decided, or then she said to me, well, are you interested in actually living this life, or do you want to continue living in your fantasy world? And I had a choice there in that moment to decide what did I want to do. And I decided, no, I want to live my life, and I actually want to know, I want to be in the present moment. And she actually assisted me through a series of processes to actually bring me into the present moment. And it was interesting, those daydreams disappeared. And so the first time in my life, I was actually sort of in the present moment. So as my journey's continued, I've noticed that I've become more and more present, and it's all interconnected, I suppose, with as my self-worth as a person has increased, I've found that I've wanted to be more present because I'm more comfortable with who I am, so I want to engage with people because I want to connect with them and I want to share myself with them, and hopefully they will share themselves with me. One of the greatest tools that I've come across to actually assist myself, and I'm sure you're all aware of this, is meditation. And I didn't really understand the power of meditation, actually. I found it very difficult to implement. I did, however, find a very useful tool recently, quite recently, which actually showed how simple the mind is, actually. The mind is a very simple tool, and all you do is you visualize your first name, and you close your eyes and you visualize your first name in the bottom left-hand quadrant on your screen. And you put all your attention and your focus onto your first name. And after about 5 seconds, you place your attention on your last name in the bottom right-hand side. All your attention, you see how fat are the letters? Are they coloured? Are they 3D? All your attention. And after about 5 seconds, you then go into the middle between your first name and your last name, and you just sit in the empty space. And it's phenomenal, because if you're present, you will actually feel that your mind switches off. It's as if it's parked. It's like the car is parked, and it knows where it is, and it's comfortable. It's as if you sink below the thoughts that are frantically circling above you. And you then are in this interesting observer position where you can then decide whether you would like to enjoy the present moment with thoughtless, or whether you attach yourself to any of your thoughts or someone else's thoughts. This awareness, I felt, was critical. Because now, even like when I'm walking around, when you're placing your attention on the breath, especially the breath between the nose and the mouth here, you'll feel your whole energy contracts within the body, and you hear things so much more clearer. You connect to other people effortlessly, and to yourself. And it's almost like it's as if the movie of your life, you're actually there. So it's like if the movie was ever rewound and then played, there wouldn't be these missing gaps. Blank. Oh, they were present there, right? That was in the movie. Then blank. You know. You have a continual tape of the experiences that you are here to experience, for you to gain the value and extract the wisdom, the gifts, the knowledge from those experiences, which then compound and then enable you to take yourself on a deeper level as your experiences develop. So without being present and without being aware of what are you doing in every moment, then your life is literally going to be this film with all these dots, with all these blank spots in your film missing. So the question is, do you want to have a life where you were present and you enjoyed a continual film where you can replay it and go, wow, look at what I experienced, look at all the people I connected with. The authentic connection that you had with yourself and with other people. Instead of looking back on a film that had bits missing. Wouldn't you agree that that film would be a lot less interesting to watch? So the challenge that I have for you all today is to remind yourself of the importance of being present, to really have a laser-like focus in your life when you implement, when you do whatever you do, whenever you're interacting with someone, give them the full attention. Be there with them, be there for yourself, and create an amazing movie to share with everyone. Thank you.